Ever had your battery chainsaw seem like it's going through batteries like a box turtle at a cocktail party? Well, today I'm going to show you a few tips and tricks that I learned which help save batteries and make your saw run tip-top. Please click the thumbs up if you find this video helpful and consider subscribing if you're new here. Without further delay, Mostly Mike will take over from here. I got a request a couple videos ago where some people were asking if I could make a video on how to replace the chain on a chainsaw, like this Dewalt 20-volt chainsaw. So I'm gonna do that. Time's been crazy lately, and I've been trying to do some remodeling on the shop, and I haven't been getting as many videos out, and I thought this would be a nice quick one to do. I'll show you how to change the chain and how to clean the bar up, lubricate it. So on a Dewalt, you loosen this and the cover will just come off. And you're gonna wanna clean this all out after, like before you put the saw back together. If you get it loose like that, you might wanna wear gloves when you do this. Sometimes the chains are really sharp, or grab it with a rag and just pull straight out. And you can see there's a bunch of junk in this saw. And the chain just comes off like that. The chain just pulls out of these grooves, and the bar itself, we're gonna wanna find my rag here. Wipe it off. Now this isn't the original bar that came with the Dewalt 12-inch chainsaw. This is actually a 16-inch bar. I don't know if you can see the numbers here. I'm gonna try to get it in focus. If you want to get that bar for your saw, and if you want to check out my other videos, I do some tests on that. And the 16 works really well. Now on the end, you have this little cog, and see this one, there's actually a fair amount of drag on it. That should spin pretty free. That little hole, like something to point with, that little hole right there is actually for lubrication. So I'm gonna find something to poke down inside here. Like, I love using welding torch tip cleaners. I'm gonna take one, like maybe a medium size. I'll include the links for this stuff down below. There's a lot of purpose-made things for the chainsaw, and this is one of those things that it's not made for the chainsaw, but it works pretty darn good. Some of the purpose-made tools are sort of gimmicky. It's almost like having a tea bag squeezer when you could just use 2 spoons to squeeze the tea out. Okay, I'm going to go off on a little rant about using the right tool for the job. Observe this tea bag and observe this tea bag squeezer. Is this a necessary tool? No. Is it kind of classy? Well, yeah, because you can use it to squeeze that last little bit of strong tea into your cup. Now, is it necessarily needed? Probably not, because you could take these 2 spoons just the same and squeeze them together and get the added result. Or you could just take your fingers and roll them over it, if they're not this dirty, of course, and get that same result to get the tea into your cup. The choice is yours, my friends. Anything along the lines of these torch tip cleaners or like a putty knife, you can get down into the groove of the bar and you can just kind of run it along the edge here and see how I'm getting all that crap out of there. All that stuff causes drag on the chain, and it can cause your batteries to wear out prematurely. I'm just gonna get inside that groove, and you can see, I hope that's in focus, all that little crap that comes out of there. And this is after just one test that I did on this saw. And this is the Mellow saw. Stay tuned, subscribe. I'm gonna I've recorded a nice review video on this using the 14-inch bar and the 12-inch bar. And this saw performed remarkably well for the price. But I will be posting that in the near future. I just thought it was a saw I had out, so it would be handy to make a review video. Now these torch tip cleaners, they're handy for way more than just doing, like if you're into welding and torch cutting and stuff. I like to use these to clean the bar out. There's a size for everything. Oh, see, these you can actually kind of get deeper. And I'm just gonna go along this groove and get everything, all that little crap cleaned out. And that looks pretty good. So this device here, which I'll link in the description for, it's an Oregon grease gun for the bar. Now, on the sprocket end of the bar, there's this little hole off to the side here. You know, off to the edge of the axle. I don't know if you can see that in the camera here or not, but it's on both sides of this bar. And that's a lube hole for one of these greasers. And you just push you have to make sure the hole's cleaned out, but you stick the tip of the grease gun up and just give it a little push. You see the grease comes out the side there. I'm going to do both sides. Just give it one shot and you can see it shoot out the sides here. I'll just wipe off the excess and now we're ready to put the chain back on the saw. And see this oval-shaped O-ring? That's where the oil pump pumps the oil out, and that O-ring creates a seal against the bar and the saw body. So if you look at the other side of the bar, see that little hole right there? My advice to you is keep your holes clean, all right? Just take the chain off of here, and that hole is how the oil gets into the groove to oil the bar, oil the chain, and it keeps the chain flowing smoothly, and it helps save your battery life by creating less drag on the chain. Now, okay, so now we're ready to put the chain back on the saw. We have our bar here, and I always put the chain on the bar first, so just get it in the groove. And what you're going to want to look for here, and this may be rudimentary to some of you folks, but there are people that requested this, so have some respect for them. But you want the sharp cutting edge of the chain to actually be pointing toward the body of the saw on the bottom. Now we're going to take our saw body. Some of these have like little tabs that stick out that catch the chain or the edge of the bar that tension it, but this one doesn't. The tensioner is actually on the outer cover. So we just want to line it with this groove like that so that it can, that's what, you know, like the slide where it tensions. And I'm just going to take it around the drive sprocket, and you want to make sure it is 100% in on the bar, because where a lot of people run into problems, if it's not quite in on this edge, it can cause you a lot of issues. I'm just going to stick my cover in over top of the bar. Now this cover has a cam that actually, when you turn it, that cam actually pushes on this little shoulder here to make it tension the chain. And it feels like everything's lined up. We have our little wing nut that goes inside, and we run it down, And ordinarily, when I tighten the chain up, you want to pull, see how we have all that sag in it right there, and you run your chain tensioner until, with a little bit of force, you have about 1/8 of an inch of sag, you know, like with tension on. Like right there feels pretty good. Now, when you're handling these, you may want to wear gloves if you're not comfortable around the chain, because you can get cut on these when they're new. They're pretty sharp. Again, if you found this video helpful, please click the thumbs up and consider subscribing if you're new here. Thanks for watching, long live your chainsaw batteries, and I'll see you next time. That's a pretty fast cut.